Hey everybody, King Matt here, welcome to the channel. In this video we're going to take a look at some American Civil War artillery from Warlord games. So this is something I've recently completed. I did an unboxing on the channel a while back now, I think about in sort of April time when the box sets were released. And I've actually got around to painting them up about 2-3 weeks ago, so I thought I'd do a video showing off what I've done. So I've painted up these as Confederates. So what I'm going to do is we'll jump down, have a look at them on the template, and yeah, get a better look at them. Right, so here's a bit of a close-up on these finished artillery pieces. So like I said, these are painted up for Confederates. Now the kit is sort of universal, a bit like all their other kits. And I think artillery pieces are fine, you know, they basically all the same kit. So yeah, I wouldn't say this is specifically one side or the other. It's very much down to how you want to paint them. So I've done Confederates because my Union guns outnumber my Confederates at the moment. So yeah, I thought I'd do a set of 3 cannons. And I must say I've really enjoyed painting these. They, like I said with the other kits, they kind of come from a metal casting sculpt. So you've just got this real rich detail, and the Warlord resin does a great job of capturing that. So these, yeah, I really enjoyed painting these. So yes, they're Confederates. I've modelled them with the Confederate 12-pounder piece. So it's a strange one because I'll talk about what options we have in the box. So you've got some 12-pounder Union barrels. You've got 3 of them in the box. You get a 12-pounder Napoleon for the Confederates. You get a 12-pound howitzer, 10-pound Parrott rifle, 6-pounder Napoleon. You get 3 of them, so sort of little guns, maybe perfect for early war. And then you get a 3-inch ordnance. So these barrels here very much look like 3-inch ordnance, but they are 12-pound Napoleons. The box says they're Union Napoleons. However, I think I disagree with that. So the barrels themselves, I don't know if you noticed, the more standard Napoleon 12-pounder barrel you might think of has sort of like what they call a barrel swell on it. So it's sort of a bulge at the end of the barrel, which these guns don't have. And we're doing some research online. It shows sort of when the Confederate states were up against getting these barrels cast, you know, sort of early to mid-war, they had a problem producing these barrels. So I think that's where you see a lot of these being made without the barrel swells, which I can only assume is to reduce the amount of material used. So that's why you found the Confederate barrels tend to not have the swells at the tips. And like I said, it starts to look like an ordnance rifle, really, but they are Napoleons. And for some reason, Warlord Games have listed it on the box set as Union barrels. So, I mean, if I'm wrong, someone correct me in the comments, but from my brief research and just sort of knowledge I understand with Confederate artillery pieces, these are artillery Napoleons, which is a nice, just a little nice flavour to have, really. If you enjoy the modelling of the sort of your artillery, then yeah, you get this bit of flavour where rather than just having the generic Napoleons with the barrel swell, you can kind of go something like this, which, yeah, enjoyable. And well, I got distracted slightly, but yeah. So sculpt's really nice. I had no problem cleaning these up, painting them up. No issues with the resin at all. Really enjoyed it. Packed full of detail. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And again, you do have these options in the box to make some other barrels. You couldn't, like, apart from the Napoleons and maybe the 6-pounder Napoleons, you're limited on, you wouldn't be able to do a unit of, say, 10-pound Parrott rifles, because I believe you only have 1 in here. So, but for what I wanted, perfect. And again, for some of you black powder players or Pickers Charge players, I don't think it massively matters what barrels you've got on your guns. They tend to represent a sort of a light gun, medium gun, or a heavy gun. So, you know, with something like this unit I've done here, I think these would happily be a medium gun, being a 12-pound Napoleon. So yeah, I don't really know what to say, really. Really enjoyed painting them. Again, just done up as Confederate. I've tried to do a lot of red facing on this for the artillery just because I like the look of it. I'm sure it is historically accurate as well. Artillery tends to wear red, same as sort of infantry wearing the blue and the cavalry wearing the yellow. I don't see why they wouldn't have red on where they could. I've started to add and maybe this unit doesn't represent it so well, but trying to use a lot more button-up colours in my painting. This is a new style of new colour I'm using for button-up in this unit here. Not sure I'm so happy on it, so I think I'm going to revert back to what I did previously. But yeah, just change that colour up rather than going grey all the time. You know, button-up was equally as widespread in the Confederacy, especially I think mid to late war. I reckon it's a bit more available or a bit more circulated in the army. So, right, I'm going to stop waffling, but here is a completed unit of artillery. Like I said, Warlord games, really enjoyed painting them up. I could easily buy another box set of these. I think, yes, they are sort of very single pose, you know. I very much followed the box art and the box poses as well as what's on the website. So I posed them how Warlord would pose them, which I think's correct when you look at sort of how. I find a pointer. I'll waffle a bit more actually. I find a pointer with when you're modelling artillery is just have a look at the firing stages of a gun. So if you want to have a gun firing, have a look at however many models you got on the base. If you've got 4 on the base or 5 on the base, just have a look where they're positioned, and then that gives a bit more of an organic or an authentic look to the piece, rather than having people just chucked on the base where, you know, they wouldn't necessarily be during that part of the loading, firing, or aiming of the gun. So, which again, I've just followed Warlord, but I think that's correct from what I've been looking at. But obviously here you can see you've got someone aiming a gun, someone firing a gun, and them loading a gun. So you've got all, you know, a range of different poses. Again, you're kind of stuck on the poses of what they're doing. However, nice, you know, I could easily pick up a box set and paint them up as Union, and I'll be more than happy with that. So yeah. Anyway, I hope, you know, anyone find this video interesting. If you're interested in picking up the box set, go check out my unboxing video. You can have a look at the box, and now here you go. You can have a look at them completed. Obviously, have a look elsewhere. I've modelled them all with the same gun. If you want to do something different, check out something different. You know, again, if you were going to pick up another, I could easily pick up another box set, chuck some different guns on there, or if you're really nifty, you can magnetize and do it that way. I'm not that clever, so. But yeah, I'm going to end the video there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, keep an eye out for any videos to do in the future. Cheers.